Unfortunately, there was a major disaster this weekend on I-95, just north of the Palmyra Bridge, along the border of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. There was a collapse when a tanker exploded carrying fuel and caused a bridge to collapse. So first and foremost, thoughts and prayers with the driver and the driver's family. Unfortunately, it looks like he's passed away, and they're identifying the remains now. And with anything like this, especially a major artery like I-95, there's going to be some significant impact here, both economically and to people's commutes. So to give some perspective, over 150,000 vehicles a day cross that section of I-95, and 8 to 9% of those are commercial trucks. So that's about 14,000 of the vehicles out of the 150 are commercial trucks. So first and foremost, we've got a little bit of a supply chain issue that could arise out of this. And supply chain's been a pain to begin with since the COVID pandemic, where things were sitting on shipping containers in the middle of the ocean, and this could cause even more supply chain issues. And that's a major concern. Along with that, Northeast restaurants, they're kind of isolated right now. People use I-95 all the time, and that could definitely impact their business. So very sad to see that. And third, there's going to be a commuting issue. So what I wanted to share today is how to avoid the commuting problem, and especially with the summer vacation season coming up with Delaware beaches, Jersey beaches, a lot of people traveling north and south. I-95 is a big part of that. So what I did is I broke down ways to avoid this section of I-95 locally. So the first way to do that is to take I-76, the Schuylkill Expressway, to Roosevelt Boulevard. And we have the map behind us here on the green screen, and you're going to see how you can avoid that section of I-95. Some early tests this week from folks coming from South Philadelphia or Center City up to the Northeast is that it may be added about 15 minutes to their commute. So not horrible. We'll see how that progresses. That's obviously very early. Secondly, looking at going into New Jersey and traveling through New Jersey and coming back around to Bucks County or anywhere north or south of Philadelphia. That's another option to avoid this area, and you may want to start thinking about using like the Delaware Memorial Bridge or the Commodore Barry Bridge instead of the Palmyra or the Betsy Ross. So that's another option to avoid this area. On top of that, SEPTA's added additional trains running and stopping at Trenton, West Trenton, and Fox Chase, which is really impacted by this area. And we'll have to see how SEPTA gets impacted here with ridership as they go through this. And then on top of that, you have the Market Frankford line, which you can take, or you can utilize some of the bus lines that will service the areas there. Now, the bus lines may get impacted by traffic, but certainly more people riding together is going to be better than one-off cars. Avoiding Aramingo Avenue is probably a smart move right now. And the last option is to take 476, the blue route, to the Pennsylvania Turnpike to Route 1 Roosevelt Boulevard. So those are ways to kind of avoid all of this here. What I'm most concerned about is not really, it's going to be those weekends going down the shore, or when it's high rush hour on a Thursday or Friday. Right now, people have been leaving early. That may not last as long as it can, and this isn't going to get fixed anytime soon. I mean, some people, local state representatives are talking about a couple weeks to fix this. That's not going to happen. This is going to be a number of months. And Governor Shapiro came out and said it looks like they're going to declare a state of emergency so that there's the ability to use some additional resources to get this fixed, because this isn't just local to our area. As much as it's going to impact people in the Northeast, people going from Bucks County to the city, parts of Montgomery County to the city of Philadelphia, or coming from Delaware and Chester County, going up to the Northeast. And one of my neighbors commutes that way every day from right outside the city. This is going to impact a lot of folks, and they take that way every day on their commute. You've also got to look at summer travel. I-95 is a major artery, and having to avoid this is going to create a serious bottleneck. So days like 4th of July, Labor Day weekend, those highly traveled summer holidays, I'd be avoiding this and planning ahead to keep that out of my travel schedule so that you're not getting stuck in traffic there. And with 150,000 vehicles a day, there's going to be a major impact. I would be surprised if we see this bridge get repaired before 3 or 4 months. Pleasantly surprised. It's going to take some time. And again, when you have an explosion like this and a bridge collapse, it's a real major issue. So think about it with your commute. use public transportation when you can, look at the routes we suggested, and plan ahead so you don't get stuck in traffic and stuck avoiding and detouring this bridge collapse.